For 30 years, Johnny Carson made television look controlled. Then, Joan Embery walked out with animals that didn't care who he was. Some ignored him completely. Some left evidence.
New suits, isn't it?
That was one of my, well, he missed the suit. It was just a little froggy do.
And some got a little too comfortable.
What does his weigh, about 50, 60 pounds?
She weighs about,
They all arrived with Joan Embery, a young wildlife educator from the San Diego Zoo. Every time, she brought America and Johnny something they weren't ready for. These are the wildest moments she brought to The Tonight Show. By 1974, Johnny Carson had spent more than a decade making late-night television look effortless. He knew where the laugh was, when to pause, and exactly when to turn to Ed. Then, on September 13, 1974, Joan Embery walked out with something Johnny had never faced on his show before.
On Earth with somebody.
They're bluffing really more than anything.
A great white hunter I'm not, you know. Here comes the rhinoceros, Miss Wilson. Where?
That just goes to show you that even though they're hand-raised and handled a lot every day, that they do have wild instincts, and you can see that this comes through when they become excited.
Joan knew what those cheetahs were capable of. Johnny was about to find out.
You know, they're very good.
I remember holding one of those on the show.
We'll see what one will do. We
you don't have to get them out. No, really. No, not if they're comfortable. Don't. Hey, don't get them out. Don't, really. I mean, you know.
To understand how Joan ended up sharing a stage with a cheetah, you have to go back a few years earlier. It started in 1971. Joan was 21, newly speaking for the San Diego Zoo, when she taught a baby elephant named Carol to hold a paintbrush. Local news ran the story. Newspapers picked it up. Then came the call from Burbank. The next thing she knew, she was on her way to The Tonight Show with an elephant, wondering what she had just agreed to. It worked. They asked her back. Then they asked again. By the mid-70s, Joan had become one of the only guests who could walk onto Johnny's stage and quietly take the safety net with her. And that night, the cheetah did not wait for Johnny's timing.
Purr.
Relax. They say if you look an animal right in the face and talk to them, then they know you're not scared.
A few years later, Joan brought out something that didn't chase him, didn't hiss, and barely moved at all, but somehow got the better of him. February 28, 1978. Los Angeles already had an animal story that week, a runaway pet hippopotamus named Bubbles. So when Joan sat down, hippos came up first. Then Johnny asked what was in the box.
Never fails. Go for the face.
There. Now here's an animal that's very well adapted for all of our weather lately.
This is perfect.
A Bell's horned frog, South American, round as a dinner roll, and somehow already suspicious.
Blubbit. This is a, I've never seen it. This is not a bullfrog.
It's a horned frog. We have the largest frogs. You hear the noise that they make?
Am I holding him right?
Just trying to keep them comfortable.
I must be.
He believed about half of what Joan was telling him.
Make more noise. They
is this
have
a male or
all different types. Well, yours is probably the female. Generally, the females are larger than the males.
See, I don't even know why I'm looking there. It doesn't always mean that because that's where you'd look for a human, you'd look for a frog, would you?
Joan, as always, had an answer ready.
Not necessarily the same, especially with these.
How would you know?
Well, you look.
They have a sexual organ.
Yes, they do.
And the frog had been quietly working on a contribution of its own.
New suits, isn't it?
That was one of my, well, he missed the suit. It was just a little froggy do on the, whatever you call that.
Then Joan added one detail that made the stain the least of his problems.
Them look larger. They also have like warts on their skin which secrete a toxic type, like a poison.
A poison on the skin.
Johnny had been holding it the entire time.
Now you're telling me that they have toxin poison on their skin while I've been fondling this beast here.
This is
Why
only...
don't you tell me these things before?
It's
Joan?
only absorbed through mucous membranes. If, for instance, an animal were to
In other words, if I
this...
shove him up my nose,
Right.
I would probably...
Joan had the facts, Johnny had the doubts. The frog had the punchline. If you enjoy moments like this, subscribe. We bring them every week. June 26, 1986. Danny DeVito had just spent 10 minutes promoting Ruthless People, and he was on fire. Johnny knew when a guest had the room, so he sat back and let it run. Then Joan walked out with 2 baby orangutans clinging to each other, and the whole room softened.
He fell asleep back
Look at these two.
Then one of them gave Johnny her honest opinion of show business.
Hi.
Joan mentioned one specific habit orangutans have. Johnny would find out what it was up close.
You ought to see this one looking at me here.
So Johnny tried the oldest trick in the book.
Going to do.
How old are... Can I...
Yeah, a year and a year and a half. You're okay. Look, the banana's over here.
Banana?
Look, here. Sit here.
With the cheetah, he ran. With the frog, he froze. With the orangutans, he surrendered. Then later that same year, Joan brought out something that changed the room before it even reached the desk: a python pulled from a backyard swimming pool. April 25th, 1986. A neighbor in the San Fernando Valley looked into a backyard pool and found a python swimming in it. Officer Garner from Animal Regulation brought it in. Joan brought it to Johnny.
They're a pet, but this snake that we'll be showing you tonight is large enough. People have
snake
been
does have
killed.
teeth?
Have been killed, yes it does, by their pets. No larger than this snake.
Then Joan explained exactly what they were standing next to.
Their jaws are able to unhinge in such a way that they can take prey that is larger than the size of their mouth. They have over 100 recurved teeth. If they grab a hold of you and you go to pull your hand from their mouth because they're recurved, they only set the teeth deeper. So
That's nice to know.
if it has you like this,
Joan had a kind of calm you cannot fake. It came from knowing what an animal could do, and standing beside it anyway. Joan knew where the edge was. Johnny was still deciding how close he wanted to stand.
and this is, right.
It's a heavy snake.
Then the python made its own decision.
What, 50, 60 pounds?
She weighs about, yeah, she weighs
And Joan, throughout all of it, never stopped explaining.
Anyway, so the potential for danger is here. You don't want to handle a large snake like this. You never want to put them around your neck. You don't want to handle them alone. You need help.
That was the trust Joan had built over 20 years. She could take people somewhere uncomfortable because they trusted her judgment. Johnny trusted it too.
Python and the Burmese can get up to 20 feet long. And the largest record was 32 foot for a reticulate python, and the heaviest snake was an anaconda weighing about 550 pounds. So
It's
we're talking
really beautiful. It really
a very
is.
large
And
animal.
snakes are not slimy. They're very.
No, and they're really very beneficial animals. Primarily they eat small mammals and keep rodent populations in check.
Johnny Carson controlled almost everything about that show. Everything except whatever Joan Embery brought through that curtain.